लक्ष्मीनाथ समारंभां नादयामुन मध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् यो नित्यमच्युत पदाम्बुज युग्मरुक्म व्यामोहदस्ततितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर् भगवतोस्य दयैक सिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहम् Masanam Margasirshoham, declares Sri Krishna. I am Margasirsha among seasons, Sri Krishna declares in this very chapter. And we are all blessed to relish this chapter, chapter 10 of the Gita, during this very holy month. We have assembled here today to continue with Vibhuti Yoga, the glorious Vibhutis of the Lord, the chapter that covers the glorious Vibhutis of the Lord, chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita. In Sriranga Gadya, a celebrated prose work of Swami Ramanuja, the master begins with a glorious prayer to the Lord. Swadhina Trivida Chetana Chetana Swarupa Sthiti Pravritti Bhedam Klesha Karmadhyasesha Dosha Asamsprishtam Swabhavika Anavatikadisaya Asankhya Kalyana Gunaganavuga Mahannavam Parabrahma Bhutam Purushottamam Srirangasayinam Asmat Swaminam Prabuddha Nitya Niyamya Nitya Dasyeka Rasatma Swabhavoham Tadeka Anubhavaha Tadeka Priyaha Paripurnam Bhagavantam Vishadama Anubhavena Nirantaram Anubhuya Tadanubhava Janita Anavatikadisaya Pritikarita Asesha Vastochita Asesha Seshataikati Rupa Nitya Kinkaro Bhavani. In this Churnika, the Acharya prays for the most desirable goal of being accepted in the service of the Lord. Swami Ramanuja says, let me be accepted in eternal and devoted service of the faultless, blemishless Lord who holds sway, who controls the nature, existence and activity of all the sentient and insentient, who is beyond all miseries and karma, who is an ocean of auspicious qualities, who is the supreme Brahman who reclines on the Adisesha in Srirangam. He continues, I, who have clearly understood myself to be ever subject to your command, O Lord. I, who have tasted the sweetness of ever being in your service. I, who have only yourself as the subject matter for my knowledge. I, who am always eager to experience you and be of immense and commendable service at all times to you. Dear Lord, I pray to be accepted by you, to be of service to you eternally. This glorious prayer of Swami Ramanuja highlights and echoes the key teachings of chapter 10 of the Gita. The Lordship, Aiswaryam of Bhagavan, his niyantrutvam, his controllership, the relationship between the Lord and the universe, the creator and the created, akhilaheya pratyanikatva, the blemishlessness, the faultlessness of the Lord, kalyana gunakaratva, auspicious attributes of the Lord. It is this knowledge of his glories, his opulences, his supreme majesty, his attributes that result in the origination of love, bhakti, in the devotee. Constant remembrance is an important aspect of bhakti. The wonder of nature can act as a stimulus. Everything and anything can remind us of the beauty of creation, of the intelligence behind all things. This spiritual journey has to always begin in a state of wonder, wonder of God, His creation, our relationship with Him. Talking of wonder, a group of students were asked to list what they considered to be the 7 wonders of the world. Though there was some disagreement, the following got the most votes. the Great Pyramids of Egypt, the Taj Mahal, the Grand Canyon, the Panama Canal, the Empire State Building, St. Peter's Basilica, China's Great Wall, and so on. While gathering the votes, the teacher noticed one student, a quiet girl, hadn't turned in her paper. So she asked the girl if she was having trouble with her list. The quiet girl replied, "Yes, a little. I couldn't make up my mind because there were so many." The teacher said, "Well, tell us what you have and maybe we can help you." The girl hesitated, then read out, "I think the 7 wonders of the world are to touch, to taste, to see, to hear, to run, to laugh, and to love." Sometimes we forget what really matters in life. As we grow, we all become so very mechanical. We all stop wondering. It is such a beautiful thing to recognize the miracle of living, to be in wonder of God's creation. Every moment is a reality that unfolds something precious to us. And if we are with the moment, we recognize the meaning and profundity of living. When we are in wonder, when we are in awe, we also can see God's unseen hand at work, His grace. It is God's grace that keeps us going, even though we often fail to notice and acknowledge. You see the green light and drive on, assuming that the other person saw the red light. This assumption is purely rooted in grace. When you breathe out, definitely there is the hope that you will breathe in, and the air that you breathe out will come back. If you have a doubt, you will not try to breathe out. Look at the pumping heart. It is the greatest blessing. Even though it is a simple pump, it is very sturdy. It started even before we were born, before we see the light of the day. And it keeps pumping all the time without any rest. It is an amazing organ. Did you wonder how could one design such a pump? It is just tissues, but definitely between the lub and the dub, there is God's grace. There is grace because after lub, there need not be a dub at all. It can be lub, lub. But for life to operate, it has to be lub, dub, and so on. If you listen carefully, it is lub, grace, dub, grace, lub, grace, dub, grace. God's grace works over time. In fact, the only thing that works over time in this universe is God's grace. And when we recognize this, we are in awe of our Lord, in awe of Lord Sri Krishna. We are in gratitude. And let's remember, the worship most acceptable to God comes from a heart and a mind filled with gratitude, filled with wonder, a sense of awe and faith. How do we cultivate this kind of worship? How can we sow the seed of bhakti within us, and how can it germinate, sprout and grow? In our last session, we covered the verses where Sri Krishna shows that knowledge about his Vibhutis, about his yoga, would lead to the sprouting and growth of bhakti. Now, he is going to state that by his grace, the devotion thus cultivated will culminate in the direct vision of God. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Satata yuktanam, to those who desire to be united with me at all times, says Sri Krishna. The Lord declares, desiring to be ceaselessly united with me, those who adore me with love, to them I grant with love Buddhi Yoga, mature devotion, which is the means to reach me. Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam yenamam upayanti te. Pritipurvakam dadami. It's not the normal dadami. It's not just dadami. It is pritipurvakam dadami. Krishna says, I grant with love to those who desire to be united with me at all times. Satata yuktanam yenamam upayanti te buddhiyogam. Buddhiyogam, that particular mental condition, mature devotion, which is what is called parajnanam, to attain me. In this shloka, Lord says, to those who have parabhakti, intense and sincere thirst for communion with the Lord, I grant with love, pritipurvakam dadhami, parajnana, darshana samanakara sakshatkara, mental vision of the Lord. Now let us understand the successive stages in the evolution of supreme devotion. There are 3 stages: Parabhakti, Parajnana, Paramabhakti. Parabhakti produces an eager and intense desire and determination to see the Lord. The aspirant wins the grace of the Lord by this keen desire. He cries out to the Lord to grant his vision. The ever merciful Lord, being pleased with the sincerity and intensity of love, rewards the aspirant with his perfect and comprehensive vision. This mental perception vision is called parajnana. When the aspirant is blessed with the glorious vision of the Lord, an excessive, unsurpassed love is born in him, and he earns to enjoy the Lord forever without any break. This highest stage of bhakti is paramabhakti. Parabhakti leading to parajnana, leading to paramabhakti. As the devotee loves the Lord excessively and he earns to be united with him eternally, the Lord also becomes eager to grant him mukti without any delay. All other means to an end vanish after reaching the goal, but not bhakti. All other means to an end vanish after reaching the goal, but not bhakti. The excessive love for the Lord does not become abated with the realization of mukti. On the other hand, it goes on increasing forever. Bhakti is the means to mukti, and again the state of mukti is qualified by bhakti. From a perspective of right way of conducting one's life, the yoga code of conduct which a man adopts who knows the true nature of God is taken to be bhakti yoga. To one who adopts this code of conduct, Sri Krishna undertakes to grant that particular mental condition, visual perception, by which he can reach God, freed from all sins. It is not merely knowledge that God is both transcendent and immanent. Through the exercise of free will, we must force into our lives that realization regarding the nature of God and live a life fully aligned with Him. Bhakti is a state of total alignment with Bhagavan. It is by living such a life that we become freed from sins. Our intellect enables us to know the nature of God, of our soul, the relationship between the two, and the proper course of conduct which is keeping with this known relationship. Only when we succeed in living that life, freedom from sins, freedom from karma is guaranteed to us, and assurance is given of certain God attainment. As the parajnana stage leads one very quickly to parabhakti stage, Lord here says this is the means to attain Him. Therefore the Lord says to the true devotee, instead of multiple births to exhaust his prarabdha karma, the Lord out of compassion, causeless mercy, grants parajnana, which will enable him to attain God. In the next verse, Krishna says how Buddhi Yoga can be given. He, the Lord himself, destroys the obstacles to the generation of Buddhi Yoga in the devotee. Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayatma bhavastaha jnanadipena bhasvata. What a beautiful shloka. A declaration of assurance. Tesham evanukam partham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayatma bhavastaha jnanadipena bhasvata. To shower my grace on them, I establish myself as the object of thoughts in their minds and manifesting my auspicious qualities, lighting the lamp of clear knowledge regarding me. I destroy the darkness due to old karma, the cause for attachment to all the worldly matters that obstructs knowledge, declares Sri Krishna. Anukampa here refers to Lord's grace. Once the Lord abides in our minds, it is only natural that all our other attachments are just cut off automatically. Swami Alavanda, the great preceptor of Swami Ramanuja, in his magnum opus, Stotra Ratna, beautifully writes, Tavamurta Syandhini Pada Pankaje Niveshitatma Katamanyadicchati Stithera Vinde Makaranda Nirbhare Madhuvrato Nekshurakam Hi Vikshate. How can my mind, which is firmly set upon your lotus feet, shedding nectar, ever be desirous of anything else? Tavamurta Syandhini Pada Pankaje Niveshitatma Katamanyadicchati Stithera Vinde Makaranda Nirbhare Madhuvrato Nekshurakam Hi Vikshate. As is well known, when there exists a lotus filled with honey, with ambrosia nearby, a bee does not even glance at a thorny flower which has no fragrance or honey. It is most appropriate to say that the knowledge about Paramatma, about Bhagavan, who is most delectable, will destroy all the interests and attachments to everything else. Tavamurta Syandhini Pada Pankaje Niveshitatma Katamanyadicchati. Now, having listened to Bhagavan's brief narration about his auspicious qualities and lordship, his nature being distinct and unique, Arjuna thirsts for more and prays to Krishna. Katam vidyam aham yogi tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan maya vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim cha janadana bhuyah katayat triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. Tvam katam vidyam. How do I know you? Krishna, how do I know you? How do I know you endowed with auspicious qualities? Asks Arjuna. Keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi maya. In what all objects I should meditate on you as their inner controller. So Arjuna is now asking Krishna, being engaged in Bhakti Yoga, and I, who am always meditating on you with devotion, in what modes shall I know you as my object of meditation? In what modes shall I know you as my object of meditation? On which all objects should I meditate on, knowing you, Krishna, as their antaryami, as the inner controller? Arjuna wants to know Lord's various manifestations on which he can meditate. Bhagavan Hantate katayishyami vibhutiratmana shubhaha pradanyatah kuru sreshta nastyanto vistarasya me. Krishna says, Arjuna, I am much pleased with your query. This world is not interested in listening to these subjects, but you alone are not satisfied with what you have heard and thirst for more. There being no limit to my auspicious manifestations, I cannot narrate all of them. Hence, I shall declare a few which are preeminent among them. Hantate kathaishyami vibhutiratmana shubhaha pradhanyatah kurushreshta nastyanto vistarasya me. Vibhuti. In earlier shlokas, we understood Vibhuti as controllership, lordship of Bhagavan. Niyamana Visesham in Sanskrit. Controllership, lordship. From here on, Vibhuti has to be understood as the objects, the entities controlled, lorded over by Bhagavan as their inner controller. Let's understand this. Niyanta, Niyamyam, Niyantrutvam. Niyantrutvam or Niyamana Visesha. Niyanta is Bhagavan, the controller, the Lord. Niyamyam, the controlled. All of His creation, all of Lord's creation, the sentient and insentient. Niyantrutvam or Niyamana Visesham refers to Bhagavan's power to control, Bhagavan's power to lord over his opulences. In a way, denoting the controlled objects also refers to the power to control, the power of the Lord. So this is how we have to understand Vibhuti. Krishna now declares, Ahamatma gudakesha sarvabhutashayastitaha ahamadischa madhyamcha bhutanam antayevacha. The anchor shloka of this chapter. Ahamatma gudakesha sarvabhutashayastitaha ahamadischa madhyamcha bhutanam antayevacha. Hey Arjuna, who has conquered sleep and indolence. Gudakesha, one who has conquered sleep and indolence. I reside in the heart of all beings. Therefore, I am the indwelling self, and I alone am the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of all beings, says Sri Krishna. Arjuna earlier asked Krishna, Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutimcha bhuyaha katayaha. He wanted to know Lord's yoga, Kalyana Guna Yoga, and Lord's vibhutis, lordship, in detail. He wanted to know these two things, yoga and vibhuti of the Lord, in detail. In this shloka, Sri Krishna replies, summarizing these two things. With utmost clarity, Krishna highlights, yoga shabda denotes his kalyana gunas, his auspicious qualities, such as creation, sustenance, destruction. He not only creates, but after creation, he becomes the indweller of all the beings and controls them, and also gives them the power to operate. Ahamatma sarvabhutashayastitaha. All living beings are the Lord's embodiments, sharira. And the Lord dwells in them as their Atma. Sarvabhuta. The word sarvabhuta, the phrase here, denotes all sentient and insentient entities. All the created entities, insentient and sentient. Atma. Apnoti iti atma. That principle that pervades a body, that pervades an embodiment, a sharira. A jivatma is one who pervades an individual sharira, an individual body. Pervasion here is through his attributive consciousness. What is Atma Lakshana? What is the nature of Atma? Atma is the shariri. The body pervaded by the Atma is the sharira. How can we define the relationship between an Atma and its sharira? Shariri and sharira. In Sri Bhashyam, the magnum opus of Swami Ramanuja, his commentary on the Brahma Sutras, the Swami defines Sharira Lakshanam. Yasya chetanasya yadravyam sarvatmana swartate niyantum dharayitum cha shakyam tat cheshataika swarupancha tat tasya shariram. Yasya chetanasya yadravyam sarvatmana swartate niyantum dharayitum cha shakyam tat cheshataika swarupancha tat tasya shariram. An entity that exists exclusively for the utility of a sentient being is controlled and supported by that sentient being. That entity becomes Sharira of the sentient being, Shariri. The analogy of a body-soul relationship, Sharira Shariri Bhavam, body-soul relationship, can be used to comprehend the metaphysical relationship between Brahman, Ishvara, and the universe of all Chit and Achit, sentient and insentient. The entire universe is supported by Brahman. Brahman is Adhara. The entire universe is controlled by Brahman, Niyanta. Lord Ishvara is Niyanta. The entire universe exists for the utility of the Lord, for the fulfillment of His purpose. He is Sarvaseshi. So there are three relationships. Three relationships, when fulfilled, imply the Sharira Shariri Bhava, the body-soul relationship. Adhara Adheya relationship. Adhara, Adheya. Supporter, supported. Niyanta, Niyamyam. The controller, the controlled. Sheshi, Shesha. The Shesha exists solely for the purposes of Sheshi's utility, fulfillment of his purpose. This Sharira Shariri Bhava is fundamental concept central to Vedantic philosophy that brings about a synthesis of all Vedantic teachings. The philosophy of the Vedas is enshrined in our Upanishads, which are their concluding portion, hence known in popular parlance as Vedanta. Our scriptures declare three fundamental real entities: Achit, Chit, Ishvara. Here, the universe is the insentient matter, Achit, which is the object of experience. The individual souls, also known as Jivatman, are the experiencing conscious subjects, Chit. And Ishvara, Brahman, the Lord, is the absolute ruling principle. Vedanta is composed of declarative statements which impart knowledge regarding Brahman's Swarupa, reality, nature, Rupa, form, Guna, attributes, Vibhuti, property, and Aishwaryam, lordship. A chief difficulty in understanding the meaning of the Upanishads arises in determining the relationship of Brahman to the individual souls on one hand and to the insentient world of matter on the other. There are some verses in the scriptures which seem to declare that the world is unreal and is only an appearance in the ultimate analysis. There are other texts which affirm that the world is not just an appearance but real and distinct. The Upanishads may seem to contain apparently contradictory declarations concerning the relationship between Brahman, Ishvara, the individual souls, and matter. Only upon a diligent study and thorough analysis it becomes undeniably evident that all the Vedas and Upanishads declare only one common message. Upanishad verses are of three types: Abheda Shruti, Veda Shruti, Ghataka Shruti. The Abheda Shrutis seem to state that the universe of all Chit and Achit and Brahman are one and the same. Classic example of Abheda Shrutis, Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi. These verses appear to prima facie assert the identity of a Jivatma and Brahman and Paramatma. On the other hand, Veda Shrutis seem to categorically declare the difference between Brahman and the universe. Dvasuparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vrikshasam parisasvajate. This is an example of a Veda Shruti. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. These are Veda Shrutis. These are the Upanishad passages which explicitly state the differences between a Jivatma and Brahman. The Ghataka Shrutis, on the other hand, speak of the immanence of Brahman in all sentient and insentient entities and declare that Brahman is the inner controller, Antaryami, present inside all Chit and Achit. Ya Atmani Tishtan, Atmanontaraha, Yamatmana Veda, Yasyatma Shariram, Ya Atmanamanantaro Yamayati, Sata Atma Antaryam Yamrataha, Satapata Brahmana in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Example of Ghataka Shruti. The Sharira Atma Bhavam, the Sharira Shariri Bhavam, the body-soul relationship between the universe of all sentient and insentient entities and Brahman, Ishvara, is conveyed by Ghataka Shrutis. This chapter, Vibhuti Yoga of the Gita, echoes the message of Ghataka Shrutis. And this very shloka, Ahamatma Gudaha Kesha Sarvabhuta Shayastitaha, also echoes the message of Ghataka Shrutis. Taking the cue from ancient philosophers like Vyasa, Badarayana, Dhanka, Dhamida, Guhadeva, Swami Ramanuja demonstrated conclusively that all parts of the Vedas and Upanishads declare in unison only one common message, and there cannot be any contradictions whatsoever. He was very particular that not a single verse from any Upanishad should be so very interpreted as to be divested of its primary significance. So in his commentary, he pointed out how the Ghataka Shrutis synchronize and synthesize the other two types of verses and resolve the apparent contradictions in them. In light of the Ghataka Shrutis, it becomes quite clear that while the Abheda Shruti declares oneness of reality, the Abheda Shrutis declare oneness of reality, they only mean that nothing other than Brahman, qualified by the universe of Chit and Achit as his body, exists. In the same way, the Veda Shrutis, when interpreted in the light of Ghataka Shrutis, convey that Brahman, the Paramatma, who is the inner controller, Antaryami of the universe, is distinct and different from the universe which is his embodiment. The universe of all sentient and insentient is therefore distinct, but the creation is inseparably related to the creator. All the sentient and insentient are inseparably related to Brahman, precisely like an embodiment to its soul. The only difference is this relationship is eternal. Thus, the passages declaring distinction between Brahman, Ishvara, the material world, the universe, the individual souls, all the Jivatmas, the Jivas, and those affirming the identity of Brahman with Jiva and Jagat do not in any way contradict. The central theme of Vedanta is that all sentient beings, the infinite individual souls, and insentient entities, the infinite universe of matter, are organically related to God, Brahman, in the same way as an essential attribute is related to a substance. While a substance and its attributes are distinct, the two are integrally related, and as an integral complex whole, it is one. Thus, the oneness of ultimate reality that is declared in our scriptures is to be understood not in the sense of absolute identity, but as organic unity. In other words, Brahman alone, as organically related to Chit and Achit, is one ultimate reality. The individual souls and the world of matter constitute the body of Brahman, who is their inner ruler, the inner self, Antaryami, the inner controller. Brahman is the integral principle without whom neither the self, the soul, the individual soul, nor the world of matter can exist. Hence, all names finally denote the Lord. This can be understood using the principle of what is called Samanadhikaranyam. Samanadhikaranyam in Sanskrit grammar is defined as Bhinna pravritti nimittanam shabdhanam ekasmin arte samanadhikaranyam. Bhinna pravritti nimittanam shabdhanam ekasmin arte samanadhikaranyam. When two or more words denote, qualify the same entity by denoting the entity through different attributes, through different qualifications, then those words achieve samanadhikaranyam. A word signifying an attribute does not stop after denoting the usual meaning, but actually extends till it reaches the substance, the substratum which it is qualifying. This is the true significance of an attribute. The central principle is that whatever exists as an attribute of a substance, that being inseparable from the substance is one with that substance. The identity is to be understood as an organic unity. The notion of this unity may be illustrated by an example. Let's take brown sugar. Brownness is quite different from sugarness. Both qualify the substance and substratum, the sugar. Brownness is an attribute that differentiates the substance, the substratum, sugar, by its color. It is not white sugar, it is brown in color. So brownness is an attribute, unique, that qualifies the substance. Sugarness is the class of the substance. It also qualifies the substance. The substance is not salt, it is sugar because of the attribute sugarness. Now let's take another example to understand this concept. Consider the Sanskrit phrase Shvetaha samudrodbhavaha shankaha. Shvetaha samudrodbhavaha shankaha. All these three words denote an object. Shankaha, it is a conch shell. The term Shvetaha denotes the conch shell by its quality whiteness. The term Samudrodbhavaha denotes the same object by its quality of being born from the sea. It is not necessary that those objects which are white should be born from sea and vice versa. Still, here in this group of words, the words end up to convey the same object by denoting it by its different qualities, attributes. This is the concept of Samanadhikaranya. So, to repeat, a word signifying an attribute does not stop after denoting the usual meaning but extends till it reaches the substance. This is the true significance of the attribute. So that central principle is that whatever exists as an attribute of a substance, that being inseparable from the substance is one with the substance. So the identity between the attribute and the substance is to be understood as an organic unity. Starting from Shloka 21 until Shloka 39, Sri Krishna is going to identify several entities with himself. It is to be noted here that oneness is not to be understood as Swarupa Aikya, absolute identity, but to be understood as organic unity. Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Stitaha Ahamadischa Madhyamcha Bhutanam Antayevacha. This shloka is fundamental to understand all the other shlokas that follow, where the Lord is going to highlight his Vibhutis and equate each of them to himself. Krishna is going to declare, I am the brilliant sun, I am the mighty Himalayas, I am Agni, I am Vayu, I am Rudra, I am Indra, I am Brihaspati, and so on. We have to understand this concept of oneness. The oneness, ekatva, the identity has to be understood based on two things. Ekatva or oneness due to shariratma bhava. The shariri relationship, the body-soul relationship. Brahman, Ishvara is the shariri and all other entities are his sharira. This is conveyed by the first line, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashayastitaha. The second point to understand the oneness identity, ekatva, is due to karya karana bhava. Identity due to cause and effect relationship. Ahamadischa madhyam cha bhutanam antayevacha. The cause effect relationship. Cause is Brahman, the cause is Ishvara, the effect is the creation of the creator. Each term that connotes the sharira of Brahman connotes Brahman, the shariri. What we are going to see is a series of statements of identity, statements of oneness in which Lord Krishna is identifying himself with various objects and persons. These grammatical equations do not mean absolute identity between its component terms. They have to be understood as organic unity. The oneness to be understood based on oneness due to shariratma bhava, oneness due to karya karana bhava, oneness due to body-soul relationship, oneness due to cause-effect relationship. So when the Chandogya Upanishad declares Tattvamasi, Tat standing for Brahman, Ishvara, Tvam standing for the Jivatma, does it mean Brahman and Jiva are one and the same? Is the Upanishad declaring the identity of Jiva and Brahman? When we look into the entire text, Uddalaka's full statement, Sanmula Soumya Imap Sarva Prajaha Sadayatanayaha Satpratishtaha. Ho Soumya refers to Shvetaketu, Uddalaka addressing Shvetaketu. All the beings originate from, lapse back into, and are sustained by that Sat. Sat stands here for Brahman. Sanmula Soumya Ima Sarvah Prajah Sadayatanaha Satpratishtaha Haitadatmyam Idam Sarvam Tat Satyam Sata Atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. All this universe of Chit and Achit has that Sat, Brahman, as its indweller, Antaryami. That the universe is ensouled by Brahman is true. Brahman is the inner controller of all. Therefore, Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. Tat refers to Ishvara, who is the indweller of the universe. Tvam refers to the same Ishvara, who is the indweller of the Jivatma. Tat denotes the Brahman, who is attributed with characteristics like being the only cause of universe, having the universe as his body. The term Tvam also denotes the same Brahman who is attributed by the Jivatma as his embodiment. Therefore, Tattvamasi declares, O Jivatma, you are the body mode of Paramatma, who is the cause of the universe and has got the entire universe as his body. Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. The central theme of Vedanta is that all sentient beings, the infinite individual souls, and insentient entities, the infinite universe of matter, are organically related to God, to Brahman, in the same way as an essential attribute is related to a substance. While a substance and its attributes are distinct, the two are integrally related, and as an integral complex whole, it is one. Thus, the oneness of ultimate reality that is declared in our scriptures is to be understood not in the sense of absolute identity, but as organic unity. In other words, Brahman alone, as organically related to Chit and Achit, is one ultimate reality. So starting now, From Shloka 21, the verses that follow describe the more prominent of Bhagavan's divine manifestations. A series of wonderful shlokas where Bhagavan gives examples of his opulences, of his divine manifestations. Adityanam aham Vishnu Jyotisham Raviranchuman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatranam aham Shashi. Among Adityas, the 12 sons of Aditi, I am the 12th Aditya called Vishnu. Among the luminaries in the world, I am the most brilliant luminary, the sun. Of the 49 Maruts, the sons of Diti, I am Marichi. I am the moon who is the lord of all the stars, says Sri Krishna. Vedanam Samavedosmi Devanam Asmi Vasavaha Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Of the 4 Vedas, Rig, Yajus, Sama, Atharva, I am Samaveda, which is the paramount of all the Vedas. Of the gods, I am Indra. I am the sense organ called Manas among the organs. Among the sentient, I am their consciousness, says Bhagavan. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikarinamaham. Bhagavan says, of the 11 Rudras, I am Shankara, the bestower of blessedness to the world. Among the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am Kubera. Of the 8 Vasus, I am Pavaka. Among the mountains with lofty peaks, I am the mountain Meru. Purodasham cha muhyam mam vidhipartha brahaspatim senaninam aham skandaha sarasam asmi sagaraha. Among the priests, the most exalted Brihaspati is me. Among the army of commanders, I am Subramanya. Of the reservoirs of water, I am the ocean. Maharshinam Brigaraham Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi Sthavaranam Himalayaha. Of the great seers and sages, Marichi and others, I am the great sage called Bhrigu. Among the sounds that convey meaning, I am the single lettered word that is Om, the Pranava. Of the sacrifices, I am the sacrifice of Japa. Among the mountains, I am the Himalaya. Ashpattah sarvavrikshanam devarshinam cha naradaha gandharvanam chitrarataha siddhanam kapilo munihi. Among the trees, I am the Ashwattha tree. I am Narada among the Devarshis and Chitraratha among the Gandharvas. Among those who have attained perfection, I am Kapila Muni, says Bhagavan. Uchaishrava samashvanam viddhimam amrutodbhavam airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradhipam. Among the horses, I am Uchaishravas, the horse which manifested from the ocean when the ocean was churned for nectar. Among the lordly elephants guarding the quarters, I am Airavata, who too came from the ocean when it was churned for nectar. Among men, I am the king, says Bhagavan. Ayudanam aham vajram dhenunam asmi kamadhuk prajanaschasmi kandarpaha sarpanam asmi vasukihi. Krishna says, I am the thunderbolt among weapons, Kamadhenu among cows. I am Cupid, the cause of progeny. Of the single-headed serpents, I am Vasuki. Anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrinam aryamachasmi yamaha samyamatamaham. Among the multi-hooded serpents, I am Ananta Adisesha, who is endowed with 1,000 heads. I am Varuna, the lord of all aquatic creatures. Of the mains, I am Aryama. Among those who award punishments, I am Yama. Prahladas-chasmi daityaram kalaha kalayatamaham mriganam cha mrigendroham vainateyascha pakshinam. Krishna declares, among the demons who are the progeny of Diti, I am Prahlada, supreme devotee. Among the reckoners, I am time. I am the lion among animals and Garuda among birds. Pavanaha Pavatamasmi Ramaha Shastrabhritamaham Jashanam Makaraschasmi Shrotasam Asmi Janhavi. Among those that keep moving along, I am the air. Among the wielders of weapons, I am Kodandarama, Dasharatharama. Of fishes, I am Makara, the king of fishes. I am the Ganges among the rivers and other flowing bodies of water. Brihatsama Tathasamnam Gayatri Chandasamaham Masanam Marghasirshoham Rutunam Kusumakaraha. Of the Psalms of Samaveda, I am the type called Brihatsama. I am Gayatri among the Vedic hymns, the Gayatri mantra. Marghasirsha among the months and the season of flowers among the seasons of the year. Yachapi sarvabhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna natadasti vinayatsyan maya bhutam characharam. Krishna says, whatever is the seed of all the created beings, I am that. Among the moving and non-moving creatures, nothing exists without me. That is, without me as their antaryami, as their inner self, the antaratma. I am the inner controller of all. Yachapi sarvabhutanam bijam tadaham arjuna natadasti vinayatsyan maya bhutam characharam. In order to prevent any misconception that God is present only in his stated vibhutis, he has given several examples of his vibhutis. But in order to prevent any misconception that only in these stated vibhutis that he is present, here is emphasizing his omnipresence. Natadasti vinayatsyan maya bhutam characharam. Hey Arjuna, I am giving you here few examples. But remember, whatever is the seed of the created beings, I am that. And the Lord is present in all moving and non-moving creatures. Nothing exists without him. The entire creation is filled with him. The whole of creation is his vibhuti. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Shrimadurjitameva va tattadeva vagachatvam mama tejomsa sambhavam. Yad yad vibhuti mat sarvam Shrimadurjitameva va tattadeva vagachatvam mama tejomsa sambhavam. Mama tejomsa sambhavam. Arising from a fraction of my inconceivable power, a fragment of my power, says Lord Krishna. Krishna declares, whatever being possessed of power, splendor, glory, know that Arjuna as arising from a fragment of my will, of my power. It's very important to understand, important to remember this declaration. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Shrimadurjitameva va tattadeva vagachatvam mama tejamsha sambhavam. Whatever being, whatever object, whatever entity, anything in this creation possessed of power, splendor, glory, know that as arising from a fragment of Lord's power, Lord's will. Athava bahunaitena kimnyanena tavarjuna vishtabhyahamidam kritsnam ekamshena stitho jagat. Arjuna, what will you gain by knowing well all that I have said from different angles? There is a lot more to know. Therefore, if you can learn what I am going to state in a way, you may know all my divine manifestations. Krishna says, this entire universe comprising sentient and insentient entities, whether in the causal state, subtle state, or in the effected state, the gross state, everything in this universe, all of creation is subservient to my will for its proper form, existence, and activities. With an infinitesimal fraction of my will, I keep everything, all of creation under my control, declares Sri Krishna. We must look upon every instance of beauty or power or splendor as a revelation of the glory of God. All the beauty and splendor is there in this creation, but they do not exhaust the divine glory. All the wealth of excellence of this world springs out of only a part of Lord's inexhaustible power and glory. So therefore, let us conclude by meditating on the glories of the glorious Lord. Sriranga Mangalanidhim Karunanivasam Shri Venkatadri Shikaralaya Kalameham Shri Hastishaila Shikarojjvala Parijatam Sri Sannamami Sirasa Yadushaila Deepam. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanastu.